All right, here's the intro video for a great 3-acre tract with direct frontage on the take line at Shoals Lake. Beautiful property. Let's dive right in here. So the property's outlined in red. This large peninsula that you see, that's Timber Shoals Ranch. Um, and Shoals Lake is a Corps of Engineer lake. So a lot of lakes like that in the Ozarks and elsewhere. Table Rock Lake by Branson is Corps of Engineers, quite a few others. But basically what that means is the water itself and a buffer strip going back from the water is owned and controlled by the Army Corps of Engineers. And they do that so that they can raise and lower the water level in the lake um, by using the dam. And they do that for flood control. They do that probably for power generation. And that way, as the water goes up a little bit and comes down, it doesn't affect the private landowners. So that's why they have that buffer strip. So what that means is generally private citizens can't own the actual waterfront on a Corps of Engineers lake, but what you can do if you're lucky is you can get a property that has direct frontage on what's called the take line, which is the border between the private land and the Corps of Engineer land. And if you have that, you can go directly from your property right down to the water over the Corps of Engineer land, which is open for public use. So this tract happens to be one of those special tracts that does have direct frontage on the take line. So you can literally walk right from your property right down to the lake and do some fishing or whatnot, swimming. I mean, it's a really cool spot um, that you walk right to from the property, and we'll get into that in a minute here. But again, so the darker area of the peninsula is private land, Timber Shoals Ranch, and then the shaded area is the Corps of Engineer land. So this property directly borders it, borders the Corps of Engineer land. So you have physical access to over 5 miles of shoreline directly from your property. These yellow lines you see, those are the easement roads at Timber Shoals Ranch. They go to a few different spots of the lake. There's a couple areas in particular that we've put a boat in the water. One of them is very close. It's what we call the sandy beach area. So when the water's low, it's a sandy beach. When the water's a little higher, it's still a place where you can put a boat in the water. It's got a hard packed gravel um, area that goes very gently into the water, and we actually used that about a week ago, this last weekend, to put some jet skis in the water. The other is State Line Cove, and that's on the north, just to the north of Timber Shoals Ranch. It's on the Missouri side. Um, and what that is there's a little trail that goes over this meadow. Now, the meadow is actually private property, and the trail is not an easement, but we do happen to own that south side of the meadow, and you're welcome to cross it. Get to the shaded area, which is the Corps of Engineer land, and there's a trail that goes all the way down to State Line Cove, which is another really nice natural place that you can put a boat or jet skis into the water. And actually, the way we did it when we were out there this weekend was we took the truck, and the trails, the trail to State Line Cove is a little rough, so we had to go slowly. But we had a bunch of people. We dropped 2 jet skis in the water, and then the girls in the group took the jet skis uh, and headed south and kind of goofed off, and then the guys stayed in the truck, and we drove all the way down past the property actually to the sandy beach area, and we met them. And we goofed around there for a few hours and eventually loaded up the jet skis at the sandy beach area. And actually, we did some fishing there. And then to end the day, we went back to State Line Cove and we did some fishing there and just had a blast. It was a really, really good time. Um, okay, so to get to the property, you take Mo Ark Road, which is a paved road. Take that all the way to the south where it ends, and it ends right at the state line between Missouri and Arkansas. You'll see a large gate which goes to this neighbor's driveway. You'll actually jog to the left and take the gravel easement road down to the south. Come to a Y in the road, stay to the right. Come to another Y in the road, stay to the right. And just keep following that easement road all the way down until it directly fronts the property. It's probably about 1.5 miles once you get off of Moark Road, something like that roughly. You definitely want the printed maps, and if possible, you want this Mapright map. And to do that, you just have to get the free Mapright app. So search for Mapright, one word, on the Apple Store or the other one, the Google Play Store or whatever it is, and get the free Mapright app. And then we'll send you an email link to this specific map. Open up your email on whatever device has the app. Click on the link. It'll say, do you want to open this within the app? And you'll say yes. And it's hard to explain how great it is, because not only will this map pop up on your device, but there will be a little colored dot to indicate exactly where you are. It works off the GPS on your phone. So as you're driving down here, you're looking at the map and you're seeing a little colored dot. So if you happen to go the wrong way, you'll be able to look at that dot and say, oh, now I've got to take a right or whatnot. A great way to get to the property, and then to walk the boundaries of the property. Just have your phone in your hand, and you can walk the boundaries. It's fairly precise. I mean, it's an easy way once you have it loaded up to take a good look at the property. Okay. Here we go. Let's see. Whoa, no, what did I do? I don't know what happened there. Okay, slow down, buddy. Okay, there we go. So the Mapright app is great. It works about 90% of the time. It's being a little hinky today. So this is the full version of Mapright. You do not need the paid version to do what we just talked about. We have the paid version so we can do different layers and different stuff like that. We're using, I think, a Google base map, and then we've got the layer for public land, and that's what shows the Corps of Engineer area. Mapright's fairly precise. This layer of public land is off just a little bit, and it shows a gap between the property and the Corps of Engineer land. There is no gap. It does directly border that west side of the property on the south end for about 120 feet, as it says here. So the entire west side is 590 plus 120. So what is that? About 710 feet. And then it's the south 120 feet where you directly border that Corps of Engineer land, and a very short walk right to the lake. About 445 feet of frontage on the road, and about 540 feet on, I guess it'd be the southeast side. This somewhat open area you see here is a small, basically a quarry, a small private quarry from decades ago, where they mined some of the rock to basically do the flagstone on some houses that were being built in the area. So that's what that is. It's just a small scale thing. But actually it's a good landmark. I mean, once you get to the little open drive into the pretty little quarry, then you know that the property's on the other side. Okay. Other thing I wanted to show you, we're told that back in the 50s or 60s, I'm not sure, this whole peninsula was slated to be a large private development, basically like a town. And so what they did was they put in some of the roads, and you can see this kind of stair-step road that was going to be one of the original roads for the town or whatnot. That does cross over the property, but it is not an easement, so you're not going to have people crossing over this road on the south side. It's basically just a trail or road that's there, but no one. There obviously is the standard easement from this main road and setbacks, but on this other trail, no, people cannot use that to cross over your property. Basically entirely wooded, other than this small road area. The topography is great. I mean, the land lays really nicely. It's basically level up here by the road, and it just gradually slopes down as you move southwest toward the lake. Once you get to the lake, you have a couple options. Or once you get to the Corps of Engineer land, you have a couple options. I'm going to move this if possible. Okay, there we go. So if you walk straight west for a couple hundred feet to get to the water, there's like a miniature bluff about 10 or 15 feet above the water. It's very clear, so if you're into adventurous stuff, it'd be a fun little bluff to jump off, because it's not the 200-foot heart stopper. It's just more like a diving board at a large pool. And like I say, the water's clear, so you can see if there's any shelves underneath, but for the most part there's not. If you would rather have gentle access to the water, all you have to do is walk a little more southerly to this cove area, and that's the transition point between the bluff type of frontage, and this is the more gradual type of frontage. So for the adventurous teenagers and 20-somethings and 40-year-olds that are more adventurous than me, then you can jump off this little mini bluff. If you just want a gradual walk to the water for the younger people or the older people, just veer to the south, and you've got the gradual walk right here in the cove area. And then all the way going south, it actually gets more and more gradual. So really good access to the water. You've got the marina directly across. There we go. The Tucker Hollow Marina right there on the left. So that's a cool place. I think they have like the standard marina stuff, a little general store and bait shop, and probably some kind of cafe or whatever. So that's pretty cool right there, directly across from the property. So Yeah, really nice tract. Like we mentioned earlier, this shows that there's a gap between the property and the Corps of Engineer land. There is actually not. It's just that the layer is off a little bit on this map. So you've got about 120 feet of frontage. So you can literally walk directly from your property right to the lake, grab a few fish, walk on back again. We did just a little bit of fishing while we were out there, and we got a couple, I think there were crappies and a few bass. Um, some would have been keepable, but we let them all go because we didn't have plans to eat any of them that day. So, yeah, there you go, Sandy Beach area. Really, really nice tract. Uh, Excellent access to the water. If you look at some of um, the stuff on Bull Shoals Lake, a lot of it is very steep bluff frontage where you may have an incredible view. But if you actually want to get to the water, you'll need a tract like this where you've got the option of this either the gradual to the water or this little 10-foot kind of overlook, 10-15-foot overlook over the water. So nice view of the marina. It's kind of a family-friendly section of lake. You don't see a lot of partying and whatnot. It's more people fishing, a few jet skis, and families doing some tubing or whatnot with their boats. So special tract. Check out InstantAcres.com to see if this is still available. Um, rarely do we get anything with frontage on Corps of Engineer land. I mean, we've been looking for years and years and years, and we were thrilled to get this Timber Shoals Ranch area, so we're very excited about it. But if you have any questions, let us know. If you don't see it on the website, then unfortunately it's sold, but we can certainly try to find you something else. Just give us a call in the office or email us at sales@instantacres.com.